back to Out of the Rough. I'm joined by my friend Darbe Nokes. Darbe is with FES as a vice president, FES regional office, and you are an expert when it comes to credit. That's why I was excited to have you on the show.
I know everything we do in life has to do, it seems like these days, with our credit score.
Well, I'll tell you what, it determines the quality of your life because it determines the expense of paying for everything from a car to a credit card to an appliance to a home.
Absolutely. It just costs you more. Your life just costs you more with less than perfect credit.
Well, let's rapid fire through some ideas and thoughts.
I love it.
35% of your payment, of your credit score is based on your payment, right? And it's all about keeping a high credit score.
Yeah, it all is. And you know, you just make sure that you're paying your payment on time and make sure that you're paying your credit cards off, or at least 30%, excuse me, of the limit.
Of the limit. So if the limit's $10,000, you don't want to owe more than $3,000.
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't overspend. That's obvious, but sometimes it makes sense just to write down what you're spending.
It does. It does. You got to be responsible. Don't overspend. Just because it's a plastic card doesn't mean that you don't have to pay it by the end of the month. If you don't have that money, don't spend that money.
Yeah. Let's talk about limiting available credit, because actually when it comes to your credit score, you want to have a lot of available credit relative to the percent that you owed on. Explain that dynamic.
Exactly. You know, it's a lot of people don't understand. They think, well, I want to go out and get a credit card with $20,000 on it, but I don't need it. That's really not the concept here. The concept is, once again, we just said at the beginning of the show, when you have a credit card and it's $3,000, the most important thing is you got to pay it down to 30% or pay it off. That is going to give you the highest points on your credit. So it doesn't matter what your available credit is. It could be $1,000, $3,000, $5,000, $25,000. But it's not about how much credit I can get. It's about being responsible in that. So, you know, if you don't need $25,000 worth of credit and American Express calls you up and you really don't need that, don't say no. Right. So just keep with what is reasonable for you.
What is manageable, and certainly maintaining long-term accounts.
Yes.
Why is that important?
That is the number one thing, Fred, that affects people's credit. They think, you know what, I'm not using this credit card anymore. Paid on it for 22 years. And, you know, some of them have a fee. And they go, why do I want to pay a $35 fee to MasterCard and I'm not using it? Well, guess what? That is your history. You have earned that history. That's good history. Do not get rid of it, because when you do, your credit score will go down.
Yeah, absolutely.
Keep that history.
Filling out applications. You go to a store and they offer you a 10% discount.
Oh,
Why
yeah.
is that a little bit of a challenge?
Oh my goodness gracious! And it's, you know, it's crazy in the retail, you know, especially around the holidays. Everybody goes to get that Argyle sweater, and they go in and they think, God, you know, I get 20% discount if I open the card today. They're not going to make me pay for, you know, 3 months. But guess what? That's 28.9% interest usually, anyway, especially if it's retail. And that Argyle sweater is going to cost you so much money, and that inquiry on your report is going to cost you as well. So be very careful when you're shopping for a car, even a mortgage. You be very careful about asking, are you going to pull my credit? You know, just if you went to Toyota and they pulled your credit and you didn't have a good enough score to get a car, Toyota down the road's not going to have a better deal for you.
Yeah, Nissan or Ford's not going to have a better deal.
No, no.
Absolutely. There's a inherent concern there. Let's talk about applying for credit at, I want to say finance companies, but you find those a lot in the big box stores.
Yeah.
So big box stores, they don't use the local credit union or credit card company.
Yeah.
They end up using a finance company. Why is financing a credit card with a finance company affect your credit more than maybe a big financial institution?
You know what? I think that, you know, I think it's a money thing. I think it's, I think, you know, the finance company is involved with the credit companies that are involved with the bureaus. I mean, I seriously think there's a money behind it, because there's no true explanation why. You just said, why is it? Why?
Why does it affect your score more?
Why does it affect your score more? Because the interest. They can charge more of an interest. That's why. Period. End of story. They just have the available, this is a free country. I'm going to charge whatever I want to charge. So that's what it is.
Monitoring your credits.
Okay. You know, everybody should monitor their credit. You need to know what your credit score is. You know, 86% per FICO do not even know what their credit score is. I mean, that's just mind-boggling. So I have a very free, easy way. You go to www.annualcreditreport.com.
Repeat that again.
www.annualcreditreport.com. You get one free a year. Whenever you check your own credit, you never have a negative inquiry. You can check it every day, your own credit. It's when you go outside, obviously, to a lender and to check it that you get dinged.
Absolutely, yeah. So you can go there, get a free copy.
And
of it
you
can check
need
it.
to make sure that you go there at least once a year. I pay for it, but I want to see it at least every 3 months. I want to be on top of my credit score.
Because it's everything that drives your financial health.
Especially when the bureaus, which are privately held $4 billion companies, they make mistakes 80% of the time. So you never know if they've made a mistake on you.
Yeah. Co-signing.
Oh my goodness. Be responsible. Be responsible when you co-sign. Make sure that that person you're co-signing with is going to pay that. Or bottom line is if they don't, you've got the money to do that.
And you're notified.
And you're
Make sure
yes.
you're on that account, so
Absolutely.
if a payment isn't made, you're called in addition to the person who didn't make the payment.
Great advice, Fred. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes, that's great advice.
Last but not least, don't close accounts.
Don't close accounts. Once again, your accounts that you're building and you've spent many years to develop, when you close them out, that history. So I'm going to give everybody a tip, okay? If you have an account that you haven't used in a while, after 6 months, they're going to close it for you, whether you want to or not. They're just going to close it. So buy a tank of gas. Call the credit card company on the back of the credit card and pay it off. You won't pay any interest. But keep that activity active, because the minute you close it, you're done. You need that available credit.
You know, and I always say use maybe one credit card for grocery shopping. Absolutely. One for your business expenses, one for gasoline, and it allows you the ability to track your expenses easier.
Yeah, it does for taxes.
Yeah, and then, exactly, for your tax purposes.
Yeah.
And then maybe put them on an automatic deduct, you know?
Yeah.
Hit me for the full amount. As long as you got enough money in your account, do it.
Yeah, that's going to help you in so many different ways as well.
So you offer free credit reviews.
I do.
How can those reach out to you?
Well, you can go to my website, which is my name's Darbe Nokes, but it's DarbeNokes.com. That's DarbeNokes.com. And just, fill out your information. I will call you. I will give you a free credit review. There's no cost whatsoever. And let's get everybody in the best place they can be in. Yeah. Don't put your head in the sand. Just call me.
You've helped a lot of my friends and clients, so thank you very much.
Yes, you're so welcome.
Appreciate you coming in.
Thank
ladies
you.
and gentlemen, Darbe Nokes, credit expert and someone that really knows industry with credit and your credit health. Give her a call or shoot her a quick message.
Thank you.
Hope you enjoyed this edition of Out of the Rough. We'll be right back.